Hello, good afternoon students. Jai Sanskar. So now we reach the second point in our lesson number 9, and the second point is about the habitat and adoption. What do you find from the plants and animals listed in activity 1? Did you find a large variety in them? Of course, yes, you have seen that in table 9.1 we have written so many varieties in a plant and animals. Look at what you have entered in a column for the desert and column for the sea in table 9.1. Do you list very different kind of organism in these two columns? Yes, we have written different kinds of animals in these columns. What are the surroundings like in these two regions? See, the surrounding in a sea place, the surrounding atmosphere is humid, whereas in the desert place the atmosphere is hot. In sea, the plant and animals are surrounded by saline water. Saline means salty water. Most of them use the air dissolved in a water. This is very little water available in the desert. It is very hot in a daytime and very cold in a night in the desert. The animals and the plant of the desert live in the desert soil and breathe air from the surroundings. So now what kind of atmosphere is there in the desert? So during the daytime the atmosphere is very hot, and in the night time the atmosphere is very cold. The animals and plants breathe in the oxygen from the surroundings. The sea and the desert are very different surroundings, and we find very different kind of plants and animals in these two regions, isn't it? Of course, yes. Let us look at two very different kind of organism from the desert and sea, a camel and a fish. So as you know that sea and desert both have a different kind of atmosphere. See, in a desert at daytime it was very hot, and at night it was very cold. Even in the sea the atmosphere is the same, but the humidity remains in the atmosphere. So let us take the two example of the organism living in both two different surroundings. The first one is camel and the second one is fish. The body structure of a camel help it to survive the desert condition. Camel have a long leg which help to keep their bodies away from the heat of the sand. They excrete small amount of urine. The dung is dry and they do not sweat. Since camel lose very little water for their bodies, they can live for the many days without water. See the famous question, why the camel is called the sheep of the desert? The answer is here, because the camel can store a big amount of water inside its body, even it do not sweat and પરસેવો આવતો જ નથી, and they can live for many days without water. Why? Because they do not sweat. Even they excrete the very less amount of urine, and even their dung is dry, so they can survive for many days. Let us look at different kind of fish. Some of these fish are shown in figure 9.3. See, in figure 9.3 some aquatic fishes are given. There are so many kind of fishes, but do you see that they all have something common about their shape? All the ones shown here have the streamline shape. Streamline shape એક સીધી રેખામાં streamline shape હોય છે, એક સીધી પટ્ટી જેવો આકાર હોય છે, which is very helpful them to swim. That was discussed in a chapter 8. This shape helps them to move inside the water. Fish have a slippery scale on their body. This scale protects the fish and also help to easy movement through the water. એને ફ્લિશલી સ્કેલ હોય છે કે જેનાથી એ ઇઝીલી છે એ વોટરમાં સરકી શકે છે. Then you can say that it also helps to easy movement through the water. We discuss in a chapter 8 that fish have flat fins and tails that help them to change the direction and keep their body balanced in water. Gills present in the fish help them to use oxygen dissolved in a water. Even it has gills, છિદ્રો હોય છે, from there it can dissolve oxygen from water. We see that the features of fish help it to live inside the water, and the features of the camel help them to survive in the desert. So from the atmosphere of fish and camel you can say that the features by which the body is constructed of these animals help them to survive in the particular surrounding. We have taken only 2 examples from very wide variety of animals and plant and live on the earth. In all this variety of organism, we will find that they have a certain features that keep them living in surrounding in which they have normally found. By taking 2 examples from all the wild varieties of animals, you will definitely get the idea that their body features actually help them to survive in this particular kind of atmosphere. We will find that they have a certain features that help them to live in the surrounding in which they are normally found, as I told you. The presence of a specific feature or a certain habit which enable to organism to live naturally in a place is called adoption. So this kind of particular naturally features is called adoption. Adaptation of organism differ depending on their places of dwelling. Why fish cannot live on the water, out of water, and camel cannot live in the sea. So this kind of adaptation is different, which make them live into the particular place. That's why fish cannot live in the out of water and a camel cannot live in the sea. The place where organism live is called habitat. જ્યાં એનિમલ્સ રહે છે એનું હેબિટેટ કહેવાય, એટલે કે રહેઠાણ. Habitat means dwelling, place means home. This habitat provides food, water, air, shelter and other kind of needs to organisms. Several kind of plants and animals live in same habitat. So habitat is what? Habitat is a place which provides food, water, air and shelter to the all the living organisms. The plants and animals that live on the land are said to be living in a terrestrial animal. So here we are going to discuss about the concept of terrestrial habitat. First of all, we have discussed about habitat. Habitat means what? The place where the animals are living, their home is called habitat. And what is terrestrial animal? Terrestrial animal is the animals which lives in land. Some example of terrestrial animals habitat are forest, grassland, desert, coastal and mountain regions. On the other hand, the habitat of the plants and the animals that live in a water is called the aquatic animals. Now another concept, what is aquatic animals? The animals which lives in a water is called aquatic animals. Lakes, rivers and oceans are some example of aquatic habitats. So in a ghar, aquatic animals na ghar જેમ કે lake, rivers, oceans etc. These are large variations among terrestrial habitats like a forest, grassland, desert, coastal and mountainous regions located in the different parts of the world. So if you take the example of the habitats of the animals, that you can see the mountain, forest, sea etc. The organism, both plant and animals living in a habitat, are called biotic component. The non-living things such as rock, soil, air, water in a habitat constitute it's called abiotic component. So what is biotic components? The organism, both plant and animals. Just plant and animals are biotic components, and in the things that they are used up by them, like a soil, water, land, mountains etc., abiotic components. We know that some plants grow from seeds. Let us look at some abiotic factors and their effect on the seed as they grow into the young plant. So let's understand this more by taking an activity, how the some abiotic factors and their effect on the seeds as they grow into the young. Activity 2. Recall activity 5 in chapter 1. We made a sprout from a mung and jana seeds, and when we seed turned into the sprout, it is said to have germinated. This is the beginning of the life in a new plant. આપણે ચેપ્ટર 1 માં એક એક્ટિવિટી લીધી હતી જેમાં આપણે મગને થોડા સમય માટે પાણીમાં સોક કરીને પછી એને ઢાંકીને રાખ્યા હતા અને નેક્સ્ટ ડે ધ ટેલ કમિંગ્સ આઉટ ફ્રોમ દેટ પર્ટિક્યુલર મૂંગ. મગમાંથી પૂંછડી નીકળાવી હતી. ઇટ મીન્સ કે એ જર્મિનેટ થઈ ગયા છે. નાવ ધ ન્યૂ પ્લાન્ટ ઇઝ ગ્રોવિંગ ફ્રોમ દેટ seedlings. Collect some dry mung sheets. Keep 20 to 30 sheets aside and soak the rest water for a day. Divide the soaked sheet into the 4 parts. Keep one part completely submerged into the water 3/4 days, and do not disturb in the dry sheets and those submerged in a water. Keep one part of soaked sheet into a sunny room and another in a completely dark regions like a cupboard that does not allow any light to come in. So to make you understand that biotic factors used abiotic factors, we are going to take this example. For that they are told you to take a moong and divide them into the two half things. First of all, keep them soaked for 3 to 4 days. Now make two parts, keep one part into the sunny days and another part into the dark room. એક બે ભાગ પાડો પલાળેલા મગના, એકને સૂર્યપ્રકાશમાં રાખો અને એકને ડાર્કમાં રાખો. Keep the last part in very cold surrounding અને એકને ખૂબ જ ઠંડા ભાગમાં રાખો. Say in a refrigerator or with the ice around them. Rinse them and replace the water every day. What do you notice? After a few days, do the seeds in all the 5 conditions germinate uniformly? હવે અલગ અલગ પ્લેસ ઉપર રાખ્યા પછી એકને પાણીમાં રાખ્યું, એમાં રહેવા દીધું, એકને સનલાઇટમાં રાખ્યું, એકને ડાર્ક પ્લેસ ઉપર રાખ્યું, એકને જે તમે આઈસમાં ફ્રીઝરમાં રાખ્યું અને એકને એઝ ઇટ ઇઝ રાખ્યું. સો બધામાં એક સરખો જર્મિનેશન થયું છે? ઓફકોર્સ યુ વિલ સે નો. ડુ યુ ફાઇન્ડ ધ સ્લોઅર એન્ડ નો જર્મિનેશન ઇન એની ઓફ ધીસ? એમાંથી કોઈમાં સાવ જર્મિનેશન જ ના થયું હોય એવું બને છે? ઓફકોર્સ in a freezer you can say that seed will not germinate. Do you realize that the abiotic factors like air, water, light, heat are important for the growth of the plant? Yes, from this experiment you can say that the factors like air, water, light and heat are important for the germination of plant. In fact, abiotic factors are important for all living organism. We find that the organism exist in a very cold as well as very hot climate, isn't it? Yes. How do they manage to survive? Adaptation is the method by which organism get all the edges to the climate. Actually થાય છે શું? Let's think. કોઈમાં એટમોસ્ફિયર વેરી હોટ હોય તો કોઈમાં એટમોસ્ફિયર વેરી કોલ્ડ હોય, પણ છતાં બી એના એનિમલ્સ છે એ એટમોસ્ફિયરમાં સર્વાઈવ કરી લે છે. વાય? બિકોઝ દે આર હેબિચ્યુઅલ ટુ દેટ પર્ટિક્યુલર એટમોસ્ફિયર. એને જ કહેવાય એડોપ્શન. તમે કોઈ પરિસ્થિતિમાં રહેતા શીખી લ્યો, એને જ કહેવાય એડોપ્શન. It's not adoption but it's the adaptation. Adaptation doesn't take place in a short time because the abiotic factors of a region also changes very slowly. Those organisms which cannot adapt to these changes die and only the adapted ones will survive. Organisms adapt to the different abiotic factors in a different way. This result in wide variety of organisms in a different habitats. એવું જરૂરી નથી કે દરેક એનિમલ્સ છે દરેક એટમોસ્ફિયરમાં સર્વાઈવ કરી જાય. કોઈ એનિમલ્સ એવા છે જો એટમોસ્ફિયરના ચેન્જીસ છે એ સ્લોલી આવે છે, કોઈ એનિમલ્સ એવા હોય છે કે સ્લોલી એને અડોપ્ટ કરી લે, એમાં સર્વાઈવ કરે. જ્યારે સમ એનિમલ્સ આર લાઈક દેટ કે એ લોકો સર્વાઈવ કરી શકતા નથી and they may be die અને એ મરી જાય છે. And another things is that કોઈ જો અબાયોટિક ફેક્ટર્સને ડિફરન્ટ અબાયોટિક ફેક્ટર્સને અડોપ્ટ કરી લે છે તો ઇટ કેન બી સર્વાઈવ. This is the resulted in the variety of organism. Let us look at some habitat, understand the abiotic factors and the adaptation of animal in this habitat. So in our next video we are going to discuss about the abiotic factors and its habitat. Before we end up this video, let us read this bluish important part, and I am going to tell you about the acclimatization. This is like a very big word, but the pronunciation is very easy. This one is acclimatization. There are some changes that can happen in the organism over a short period of time to help them to adjust to some changes in the surroundings. For instance, if we live in a plains and suddenly go to the high mountain regions, we may experience difficulty in breathing and doing physical exercise for some days. See, ઘણી વખત એવું થાય છે કે અમુક ચેન્જીસ છે ને, ચેન્જીસ ઓલવેઝ કમ સ્લોલી. ચેન્જીસ છે હંમેશા સ્લોલી આવે છે. ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ, સમરમાંથી વિન્ટર થાય તો વિન્ટર ધીરે ધીરે ઠંડી ધીરે ધીરે વધે. અચાનક ઠંડી નથી વધી જતી. જો અચાનક ઠંડી વધી જાય સો યુ કેન નોટ સર્વાઈવ ઇન ધીસ એટમોસ્ફિયર. સપોઝ કે યુ આર લિવિંગ ઇન અ લેન્ડ અને અચાનક તમને હાઈ માઉન્ટેનમાં મોકલી દે, વોટ હેપન? યુ કેન નોટ સર્વાઈવ. યુ મસ્ટ હેવ ટુ ડુ એક્સરસાઇઝ ફોર ધ ડે, ફોર a many days. So it is difficult to breathing and we may also we may also have a physical problems. We need to breathe faster when we are high mountains. After some days, our body adjusts to the changes condition on the high mountain. Such as small changes that take place in our body of a single organism over a short period to overcome the small problems due to changes in a surrounding are called acclimatization. જો આપણે લેન્ડ એરિયામાં રહેતા હોય ને અચાનક આપણે માઉન્ટેનમાં રહેવા જવાનું થાય, સો વોટ વી નીડ ટુ ડુ, આપણે કન્ટિન્યુઅસલી આપણા બોડીને એક્સરસાઇઝ જ આપવી પડે જેથી આપણે એટમોસ્ફિયરમાં રહેવા માટે ઓકે થઈ જાય. બટ આજે આપણું શોર્ટ પીરિયડ માટે જે મહેનત કરીએ છીએ એ એટમોસ્ફિયર સાથે એડજસ્ટ કરવાની, દેટ ઇઝ કોલ્ડ એક્લાઇમેટાઇઝેશન. These changes are different from adaptation that take place over thousands of years. Actually, adaptation is a matter of a long period of time, climatization, but here in a short period of time, climatization is called acclimatization. So here, what do you learn from this point? 9.2, you have learned about the habitat, terrestrial animal, aquatic animal, biotic and abiotic components, and also I have explained the acclimatization. So here the 9.2 is over.